Lately, I was thinking to create some short videos on any random programming topic, typically on C# or Angular, and I thought, let's give it a try. Hello everyone, my name is Ravindra. Welcome to Code Crunch. In this video, we will look into required keyword in C#. Let's get started. So here, I have this blank console application in .NET Core. So I'm going to create a class here, and it is our class person with two properties, name, which is a type of string and it is in the label, and we have another property here which is also a string, and this property is email. Okay, so now let's try to instantiate this class here, and I'm not using here a main method because we can do it now. So here I'm just gonna type person p equals to new. Okay, it was person equals to new person. So let's change it to p would be a shorter nice name. Actually it is not nice, but it is shorter. Okay, so here we don't have any problem. Let's print this name and email in the console. So let's introduce our required keyword here. So let's type here required. So required can be used with a property or a field, and required can only be used within a class, struct or record only. So now here, as you can see, we have this error, and we have this error: required member person dot name must be set in the object initializer or attribute constructor. So it is saying us, please initialize this required property, which is name. So initialize this property in object initializer. So it is object initializer, and here we need to initialize this property. So just type here John. Okay, now we are good, and we can set email here. That's not a problem. So just name it john@gmail.com. It's John's email. So now let's run this code. .NET run. So here we have name John and email john@gmail.com. So it is our required property, which is saying that you need to initialize name in the object initializer. So since it is required, we do not need to put question mark here because it will not null now. So now what if I assign a null value to it? So here we don't have any problem. It will only give us the warning message: hey, cannot convert null literal to non-nullable reference type, but it will not give any compile time error. So let's see, is it true or not? So I'm gonna run it again. So now here we do not have any error, but we have warning here, not error but warning. And here we can see the output name is null and email is john@gmail.com. So we can also assign null with some warning message. Okay, now what if I type here ctor and create a constructor, and I pass some parameters here: a string name, a string email. Okay, and let's assign name equals to name and email equals to email. It should be capital E because it is a property. Okay, so now we have defined our constructor. Let's change to person. Okay, now we are fine. So we have defined a constructor and we are getting values from a constructor. So we are setting these values from the constructor, and let's remove this guy. Now if I pass here John and pass here john@gmail.com, and you can see here we have this error message: required member person dot name must be set in the object initializer. So we must set it here. So now let's set it to name equals to John at the rate gmail dot John Doe. Let's set it to John Doe, and it is giving us a warning message. Maybe I should do this. No, warning message is not getting away. That is also fine. It is not a problem. So now we can see that we don't have any problem. If I remove it, we have a problem. If I put it back, we don't have any problem. So let's run our code and let's see what is the name now. So will it take John Doe or John? Name is John Doe and email is Gmail, john@gmail.com. So what is the point of passing it here, since we are defining it here? We do not have any point pass it here. But if I don't pass it here, I will get error. So how I can pass these values from the constructor and still do not get error when I do not initialize this name from object initializer? So we have a property here, and that property is called set required member, something like this, and we have to define a attribute, not property. We have to define attribute sets required members. So if I assign this attribute above our constructor, now we do not need to initialize that required member in the object initializer. Now we can pass it just like this. So let's see, let's run this code again and let's see. Now you can see we do not have any error. Name is John and email is john@gmail.com. But what if I remove this string name and just comment this guy and remove it from here? What will happen? Name is required keyword and we are not providing name anywhere. So let's see what is happening. What if I do not provide a name, which is a required property? So now you can see that it didn't give any error. It just gave a warning message. Now name is null and email is john@gmail.com, and you can see that we have hacked this required property. Now it is required and we did not even set it here anywhere, and it is null. And so what is the point? Whenever you are using this, use this carefully, because it makes your required property not required or just not mandatory. So right now I have removed constructor part from here, and now we have our plain old code. So let's make it required also. So let's make it required, and now here you can see this message, this compiler error here, person email must be set in the object initializer, and it was not this compiler error was not working initially. So I have built my project, then it has shown this red underline. So now we need to set it here. So let's put it here and we are fine. Okay, so let's run it again. Let's see how it is working. Okay, now I hope it is good. So it is nice and good, working fine. So what if we define inheritance? So let's define inheritance. We have this employee class which is inheriting person class, and it have one additional property which is employee code, emp code. And now we have initialized this employee here, and we have set the property name, email and employee code here, but it is giving us compile time error, and because our base class have these required properties, so we need to set them here also. So now we have initialized this property with object initializer and we don't have any error. So that is the basic idea behind this required keyword in C#, which is introduced in C# 11. If you find this video helpful, then hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe this channel to get more videos like this. That's it for now. See you next time.